welcome to Board Game Basics, episode number 31. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Robert.
Each episode we'll try and talk about a board game and a card game. Hosting for this episode is provided by Gameology, Australia's largest gaming warehouse.
And thank you.
Today we're going to be talking about Deception,
Murder in Hong Kong.
and Flamme Rouge, which
Flamme
Rouge. I'll tell you when we get to it.
Okay. How have you been?
A little bit sick the other night.
Yeah, you've been feeling a bit off.
And we've been busy in the
We've been away. We haven't done a podcast for 2-3 weeks, so that's
holiday
not good.
break.
Well, we did have holidays. We've been away. We camped.
We went away for a week. We had a tent there.
We stayed in a tent, listened to
Lord.
the audio book of Lord of the Rings each night.
And then we watched a movie last night.
Oh yeah, you watched a movie last night. What did you think of the movie?
Good.
Yeah, good.
I think we should have listened to the whole thing.
Well, we nearly
before
have.
that. No, do you know why? Because then we could tell Mika when something bad's happening.
Oh yeah.
Like she had to watch one of the bad things.
Now, I haven't read the book, but listening to the audio book, which is amazing, at this point I'm still preferring the book over the movie, so there you go. Yeah, and we've been so busy, and we got to play a Starfinder in amongst all that as well. Now, I made a little list here of the games we played while we were away, so I'll go through a few of them anyway. We got to play Flamme Rouge. We did that like 5 times.
It's a good game.
Which was cool. We played Deception a few times. We played Cosmic Encounters.
Did you play that?
Yeah, you missed out. Spectre Ops.
I got to play that because someone dropped out.
King of Tokyo a few times. Lords of Waterdeep. You didn't play that one.
No.
And
Half of them were 5
Nick
players.
got to play with the expansion. I didn't.
Half of them were 5 players, so I didn't play many.
Yeah, I know. Spyfall. Did you play that when we
I
played?
played that.
Australia, we got that
I
out.
didn't get to play that.
I played Terraforming Mars solo.
I wanted to play that.
Since you were all playing... Oh, that's when they were all playing Lords of Waterdeep. We played Architects of the West Kingdom.
We also played that Ice Cool game a couple of
Oh,
times.
yeah, you kids played the Ice Cool game. We played For Sale, Potion Explosion, Dead of Winter. Dead of Winter.
I was watching that game. You were voted out so quickly.
I know why. I think it's just become a thing where if I don't do exactly what they say, boom, you're out.
But also Dave, he was collecting lots and lots of people, so you guys had to feed so many things.
Yeah, I know. So they all were getting to do what they wanted, and I was like, well, I'm going to do this. If one person dies because of that, you're all doing what you want. I want to do what I want.
Well,
Then they voted me out, but I won because my mission was easier than theirs.
What was it?
Have 4 tools in your hand at the end of the game or something like that.
But also, you showed me that one, but I didn't get enough time to read.
Yeah, I know. That's because we started a bit earlier this time. That game, it's so hard. I enjoy it, but if you want to play the game as a game where it's me against you, we want to beat the board, but also I want to be the winner out of us two. And you want to complete your mission. Do you either just want to all win the game first, and if anyone wins, bonus, or do you I want to beat you? I don't know, it's hard.
It's basically a game where you could go, like, I want to beat you and you, but not you. But then I want to complete our goal. It's basically like you can choose who you want to beat, and you always want to beat the goal.
Yeah, and we didn't have a betrayer in that one, just coincidentally, but they all voted me off pretty quick again.
I saw that. It was like the...
So anyway, I'm still up and down about that game.
How many rounds were left?
Another one round. We
When you
completed
got
the
voted
mission.
out?
Only two rounds were gone out of 6. So, and you only get 5 turns or 6 turns.
You got voted out fairly
We also
quickly
played
then.
Rising Sun. Now that game ended up one of the players was not happy at all
They
at
didn't
playing
like
the
it.
game.
They
Did
never
not
wanted
like
to play
it.
it again.
Never playing it again. She was saying that from the start.
I was happy to take it.
And we were playing 5 players. Yeah, I really like that game.
I do too.
So
Apart from the only spite, that's the thing I hate about it.
yeah, well you can
But
take that out.
You can choose to take him out, which is good.
And so anyway, I enjoy that game, and we've played that fine.
Yeah, I like
We
it.
played it at home. And the other
we played
game,
it 3-player, except you annoyed me a lot. With
yeah,
Spy.
the lady that played doesn't like Rising Sun though, but she likes Terraforming Mars and she likes a lot of worker placement type games. And she loves Dead of Winter too, so I'm not sure why.
Rising Sun's pretty
Rising
good
Sun's
game.
a miss. Okay,
Is that all the
so
games?
should we move on to that? That was pretty much all the games that
I
we
feel like
played.
there's still 100 more to go.
I know. Oh, we didn't get to play your train. Anyway, we
Didn't get to play Train Rising Sun.
We need to get your Treasure Mountain out, and
Dave-
we need to
Dave
get Harry
wanted-
Potter out again.
Dave wanted us to take out Trains Rising Sun.
Did he? Yeah. All right.
No, he wanted us to take Treasure Mountain.
Yeah.
It's a good
Okay.
game. Alright.
Make sure you're staying close to the microphone there, sir.
Now we're going to talk about Deception. Deception is a game for 4 to 12 players. It's rated at 7.5. It says community 5 to 12, best with 6 to 8 players. I would agree with that.
Yeah, I think it plays well at a big player count.
I didn't
6 seems
really
to be an
like it.
amount that we normally...
Well, I don't think we've played before, but it doesn't seem too good because
Nah.
there's 3 investigators and then you just find out who the murderer is quickly.
Yeah, you can play in 4, but it becomes more obvious because there's less of the little cards to option. Anyway, keep going, we'll get to
It's
that.
really good with those number of players, 6 to 8 though.
Mm-hmm.
20 minutes playing time.
Yep.
That's for probably...
For 1, yeah.
It could be for, sometimes if you get them done pretty quickly.
Oh, I need to record all our plays. Now,
That
each
could be
time you just play one game and find one murderer, does that count as a game? Or is it a session? I've counted it as a session. Because in that one session, you might play 3 or 4 times and it might take an hour.
Once when I was a murderer,
Anyway.
someone revealed what they were because they didn't quite get it. And I'm like, "Argh!" I got all angry because I wanted to do that thing. I wanted to do the one where you were the murderer.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
It got a bit annoying because they didn't get it, and then I was the same one over and over again. The same thing over.
Okay,
and
keep going with wherever you're up to.
over. So it's age 14 plus, community 12 plus, weight 1.59
Yeah, not too heavy.
out of 5, so not too hard.
This is a Grey Fox game. So, the ones that are making our zombie game that's coming...
Hey, what about our ratings?
Yeah, we'll get to that at the end.
Deal with that at the end then.
So, Deception, Murdering Hong Kong is a game of deduction and deception for 4 to 12. Plays in 20 minutes, like you said. So in the game, the players take on the role of investigators attempting to solve a murder case. But there's a twist. The killer is one of the investigators. So each player's role and team are randomly assigned at the start of play. They include the unique roles of the forensic scientist, a witness if there's enough players, the investigators, murderer, and accomplice. So depending on the number of people and what format you want to use, you can mix it up a bit. While all the investigators attempt to find out the truth, the murderer's team must deceive and mislead. So it's a battle of wits, they're saying here. So depending if you use the witness. And the first many times we played, we just always played forensic scientist, who's the person who
I've
gives
been
out the
that.
clues.
I've been that person. It was pretty hard.
Like the
'Cause-
ghost in
But
Mysterium.
the person that chose the murderer chose really difficult cards to go off of.
Yeah.
So I'm like, ugh, I need someone that wasn't playing to help me with that.
Yeah, it always depends on what ones are
Chosen.
out. Okay, well, here we go. So the forensic scientist, they have the solution but can express the clues only using the special scene tiles, while the investigators and the murderer attempt to interpret the evidence. In order to exceed, the investigators must not only deduce the truth from the clues of the forensic scientist, they must also see through the misdirection being injected into the equation by the murderer and accomplice. So often it might be, okay, the way the person died or at the scene or whatever, and it might say bloody.
I don't like being the accomplice. It gets a bit annoying.
You need
after a
to...
little bit.
So if it says bloody, and then you go, okay, there's only about 4 items out on the table that could be bloody, so you start looking at them, and then the next clue might be playground, or there's a toy. So then one of those people on their 8 cards that they have in front of them might be a toy. So did we say you're given, each person is given 4...
4 murdering, 4 weapons.
Yeah, 4...
And 4 blue cards, which are...
At the scene.
No, red's at the scene, blue's murdered with.
Yeah, so it might be or like a saw, or a poison of mercury, or arsenic, or an axe, a video game console.
Oh, that one. I think it was a PlayStation.
Yeah, or PlayStation.
It was PlayStation.
Unlimited things. It's got massive pile of cards, and you keep changing through them. So each player, including the murderer, has 4 of them in front of them. They also have 4 items in front of them, which then the person trying to get everyone to solve the crime will send people to. Like, it might say, you might have a coin, or a what are the options of things you can have there? There's so many things. Could be a leaf, or a ladybug, or a whatever, and then it might say it was on the balcony. So you go, there's 2 outside
that's
things.
That's the one that you did, where you were the person giving the clues.
So you're trying to get everyone to, without directly looking, and you start to eliminate. Well, there's no way it can be you, because you don't have anything that poisons people.
But also, can I?
And then it gets hard for the murderer. If only one person's got all the things
I would like
that can be poison, you go, oh no, yeah.
I would like to say something. There's one card that I cannot look at.
Oh, yeah.
A throat slit. I can't look at it.
Yeah, you cover that over. Even though it's not graphic or anything, but there's a knife there. And it doesn't look nice.
There's a cut.
So, yeah.
I can't look at it. Like,
yeah, you cover that one up.
One game, I had to switch it. I switched it with someone, and they used that.
That was Mum. She chose it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I was the accomplishment, and she was the murderer.
So that's what happens is everyone closes their eyes. And the person giving out the clues gets to look, and he says, okay, murderer, open your eyes. And then the murderer...
And accomplice. If
there's an accomplice.
I don't know.
They get to open their eyes and point to 1 blue card out of their 4. And 1 of the other cards out of their 4.
Not the accomplice, though.
But they've got to pick cards that aren't going to make it like if there's only 1 poison bottle on the whole field of cards... You're not going to point to your poison bottle, because then everyone's going to go, oh, look, it has to be you because you poisoned. Does that make sense? You got to choose one that's got lots of options.
It takes them 4 clues, or less than that, to work out which one of the bottom ones it is.
And then if you have a witness, it'll be, okay, witness, the murderer, close your eyes, witness, open your eyes, and
they'll point to the 2
you get
people.
to point to the 2 people.
You have to have the accomplice in that one.
Oh, the accomplice, yeah. So there's lots of different options, and it's fun, but... Definitely, you just stick with the base game to get it started. So the forensic scientist is... he gets a board, and it will have... there's 6 different things, and you choose. It could be... Are they scene of locations or whatever? Anyway, and you get these little bullets, and each card that you drop a thing on can have a bullet. So... Forensic scientist. Forensic scientist gets 6 big cardboards.
Clues.
And he's giving you the clues.
Location,
type of murder, and then there's 4 random ones.
4 clues.
And on each of these cards, it might say beach, playground.
That's the locations.
Yeah, beach, playground, bedroom, bathroom, balcony, park. And none of them might suit your card that you're trying to get everyone to guess, but you've just got to try and make it as close as possible.
Well, the thing with the one that when you put that out, the card that they had was matching sort of like the clues, but like pretty much you could put it on any of them and it would be the exact same, except it was really difficult to choose.
Yeah, it's hard.
That reason, just if sometimes it's the risk, like, you don't not want to give it away straight away, but you want to make it not too hard and not too easy.
Yeah,
But then, you never know if it's going to be like, oh, you choose, So it's like if they're fit or if they're weak, that depends on which one you use for the how they killed it.
Yeah.
That makes it annoying.
So, okay, so all that's happening, it's hard to... Okay, then the forensic scientist gets to move across, and it might be... You flip over a card. There's 4 you'll flip over. Oh, random one, and it might be...
Victims build.
Victims build. And it'll be
How's it
big,
going?
small, tall, lean,
No.
whatever it is.
Fit.
Yeah, fit, whatever. And looking at the pictures of the murderer and their weapon, you're going, oh... First of all, you want to get the people directed to that person, and then you want them to be able to select the 2. Anyway, it's quite hard. So the forensic scientist goes through all of them. You have a round. So there's 6 clues on the board, and you get to talk. You all have a quick chat to each other, and then the forensic scientist removes one of them, the one that he thinks is, or she thinks is giving the least direction, pull that away, flips over the next one, gets to give you all a new clue.
But the ones
And that happens
don't
3
have the clues
times.
on it, like the ones that have the writing on it, we don't use them. We just use the clues.
Yeah, I think we started using them after all this time, just recently.
Just
But
once, pretty much, and we didn't want to
Yeah.
again. I don't really like those ones.
so what else was there? And then if you think as a player, oh, I know who it was, where it was. Could be first round, could be third round. You get your badge, your investigator badge, you slam it down on the table, and you say, I think it's you, Patrick, with the mercury and
the panties.
the panties for some reason. Why does that one come up? You thought that was funny, didn't you? And so that would be the thing that was around at the room, the thing that did it, and whatever. We normally can guess the murderer. We don't normally have too much trouble finding out who the murderer is, but that doesn't matter. It's still fun anyway.
Doesn't matter.
Don't like, but most of the game's fine for you.
Yeah.
What age group do you reckon?
Well, it says 12 to 14 on BGG.
Yeah. So it's not...
Maybe for those cards are the one. If you look at that game with the cards, just as freaky. So I would go between, say, on there, 13.
Do you wish you hadn't played it?
Nah.
So you don't mind playing it, but some of the cards are a bit gruesome. So the game mechanism is fine.
13 is probably the best age.
Yeah.
For me,
So
I think.
you'd play it again now that you've seen it all?
Yeah.
You just want a couple of those cards removed to play, and then it's fine because all the other things are okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, I pretty much just put my badge on. Like I just put. I asked the person to put their badge covering up that card, pretty much.
So do you like the idea of the witness?
Not really.
So
Or the accomplice.
the witness sees who the accomplice and the murderer
I
are.
don't really like the idea of the accomplice either.
Okay. So you just like the base setting, keep it
Yeah.
easy. Try and find out.
Without people trying to direct your way or direct you to.
And so with the game you get heaps of those cards, probably 100 or more of those little cards. You get the 6 little bullets, and they sit on the bigger player cards for the forensic investigator for when they are giving you the clue, and you can do the clues in any order, which helps because there might be one that really relates, so you put it on there first and wait till everyone has a bit of a discussion about it and go from there. Anyway, I think it's good. Dice Tower Seal of Excellence. Did you say it was ranked 6th overall as a party game?
Yeah.
So
It's rank 6.
I think it's good.
And 169 for the other overall.
Yeah, 165. Yeah, that's right. Good remembering already. So there we go. I think... Oh, we didn't give our rating.
What's your rating?
I've said 8 on the BGG because it is a game that you can pull out with most people, and even if with you or the kids, you just got to pull out a few. But
maybe not too younger age if you're putting them all in.
nah, you take cards out for younger people.
Yeah.
But I think adults as a group can have a fun party game.
They can have all the cards in. It doesn't really matter. Then kids, take out a couple of.
Better than Cluedo, anyway.
I still like Pluto
Oh, okay.
because it doesn't have the bad pictures on it.
Yeah. So 8 for me, and you?
I might go an 8.5.
8.5. Yeah, I know you do like this game, don't you?
Just those cards have taken it down a half because we never take them out, so it just gets a bit annoying. It's the accomplice and witness.
Okay. We done?
Yep. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Flamme Rouge. Flamme Rouge is a game for 2 to 4 players. It's rated at 7.6. Community 2 to 4. Best 4. I have to agree with 4. Best with 4. 30 to 45 minute playing time. That's reasonable. Age 8 plus. Community age 8 plus.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Family rank?
26. Rank overall 219.
That is totally
And
going to go up.
its weight is 1.70.
Now, just before we get talking about this game we were only told about just recently and brought along for our little weekend away. And it's a bike racing game. So it's what did you kids decide Flamme Rouge was called?
Red flag.
Red Flag, okay. Which
Me and someone else guessed that straight away.
yeah, you did. And then someone said that they thought in the bike race, the last mile or last kilometre,
Yeah, the
they
person
wave
that
a red
owns this.
flag or something.
Last kilometre.
Yeah, because after you guys said what it was probably meant to be, he wanted to go and have a look. Now,
And it was right.
actually, this is by Stronghold Games, so a company that have put out like Terraforming Mars and Australia and that, and he's
They've got
mentioned
a
that.
couple of good games.
Yeah, I heard Stephen Bonacore talking about this and saying how much he loves it, and there's more expansions to come apart from the couple that are out.
The person that owns this said about one of the expansions where it has like the track where it goes down to one, like it's a little alleyway thing.
Oh yeah, so the road narrows and then.
So then you just play a 2.
Yeah.
And no one can get on the other side of you.
Now, probably before you get into that, I'll just read you the little description here off of BGG. So, the excitement is in the air. As the leaders round the last corner and head for the finish line, each team has used cunning and skill to position their sprinter for this moment, but only one has done enough to pull off the win. Will your team lead from the front and risk exhaustion? Should you play it safe in the middle of the pack? Or could you surprise everyone by striking from the back? Can you time your move perfectly? Anyone can race, but a few can become champions. Flamme Rouge is a fast-paced tactical bicycle racing game where each player controls a team of 2 riders, a rouleur and a sprinter. The player's goal is to be the first across the finish line with one of their riders.
And the furthest.
Players move their riders forward by drawing and playing cards from that rider's specific deck, depleting it as they go. Use slipstreams to avoid exhaustion and position your team for a well-timed sprint to the win. So,
last time I played this, I was at the front the whole time taking so much exhaustion. But then I played on 2 on that one purposely and played a 9 on my other one, a 7 on my other one.
Whoa. First, we should explain what is in the game. So, with the game you get 8 bikes, 8 little miniature bikes. What do you reckon about them?
Oh, I reckon they're pretty cool.
They are cool, aren't they?
Imagine what they would look like if they're painted.
So 2 blue, 2 red, 2 yellow.
But imagine what they would look
green.
like painted.
Yeah, I know. Oh no, 2 black, not yellow. And
yeah, you just want it to be yellow.
One has an R on the back and is sitting down a bit on his bike, and one has an S and is standing up a bit more on his bike. Now, And then each team takes 2 of those. Each team then has their own little deck of cards. 1 deck of R cards for the relay rider, and 1 deck of S cards for the sprinter. The R deck has more 5, 6, 7 cards, whereas the sprinter has 3 9 cards and 2 cards. And the number of the cards is how many squares you move on this racetrack. So there's, 10 different racetracks on the cards that you can line them up. There's hills, which mean you ride slowly through up the hill.
Move up to 5 and then going down.
So if you play a 9 card out of your deck, it's wasted because you can only go 5. And blue cards, which let you use a 2 or a 3 or a 4 to move 5.
When I did that, I planned it perfectly up one of the hills. So like I was right in front of it, and then I got up the hill in like 2 turns, and then was still on the edge of the hill to play an exhaustion and go 5 spaces.
And then you shot down the hill with your card. So each player has got all that. You see the map. You all pick a spot at the start. Now to start the game, you take your R cards. You shuffle them all up, and there might be 20 cards, say. You have them on the pile on the R side of your little player board. You take the top 4, and you pick one.
Yes.
Yeah, but first you got to start with the R.
No, you got to choose where you start on the grid.
Yeah, once you've chosen that. So you pick the top 4 cards, and you choose one of those to play. You then choose, you can either shoot off from the pack if you've got a 9 in there and race off at the start of the race, or you can just play your lower cards. I like to play my lower cards. The 3, I won it the first 3 times I played, and I did it by doing all the low cards. Later I thought, I'll do this differently and play some fast cards off the start line. I lost. And the reason being, if you're the first card, the first spike, taking all that headwind, you have to
they could be
take an exhaustion, which is a 2 card that gets put into your deck. So slowly your deck gets full of 2s, which aren't good.
Well, I came second when I started off first and third, and then someone that had played it a bit more than me came first and I was second, but I was at the head of the lead of the pack the whole time. Yep. So I took a lot of exhaustion, and there are a couple of hills that I could play them on and get down it.
Yeah.
With wasting the exhaustion. So I planned that one out pretty well.
You did. So, because that's what happens, is you need to plan, okay, how am I going to play these cards? So you turn over 4 cards. You might have, let's say on your R deck, you might have 2 5s and 2 7s that you've just pulled out. Now, what am I going to play? Okay, I'll take a 5, so I don't want to sprint away too far. So you tip that card up, face down. The rest go under the rest of your deck, face up, so then you know when you get to them. Do the same for the S. So you've got your 2 cards here. Everyone's selected their 2 cards. You flip them over. First bike goes first, second bike, third bike. You work your way down. And after you've all moved, if there is a 1 space on the track between any of them, starting from the back, they slipstream up and they get back onto the back of the pack. So if you have a gap of 2, it's bad luck. You're too far back. You can't catch up the 1 square.
The game that I did, they were at the back a lot of the time, and then they weren't lucky enough because they were 2 spaces away from one of the other ones. So they didn't quite get slipstream. Yeah,
and then they end up staying at the back, and it's hard to catch up. You need to use a 9 card to try and catch up if you do that. So you want to use your lowest card possible so that you can stay either on the back of the pack or 1 behind the pack, so that you keep coasting along. And then by the end of the race, you've got your 9s or your 7s left, and you just go boom, 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 and you race down the hill and off to the finish line. But it depends on what track, because the tracks are all different.
We had one where there was like a hill, and then it's like a snake, then it straightened out to the finish line.
Yeah.
Like, you play a 2 down the hill, move 5, and then you just about around the corners, play a 5, and you're just about in front of the finish line. 9, and you...
Yeah, you want to save your 9 for the end, because that'll get you further. If you're the lead bike at the start of the last round, and you know there's a 9 in your deck, depending on where you are in your deck and reshuffling it and stuff, you know that you'll get it back. Oh, because we didn't
Normally
mention...
you should only have 4 cards there.
Yeah, well, it depends how many exhaustion you've taken. But we didn't mention that once you've played that card, it's then discarded for the game. So you choose from the 4 cards. The 3 cards you don't choose go back under your deck to be reshuffled when they all come to the point. But that card you've used, gone. So if you use that 9 at the start, you don't get it back.
I used 2 9s and then I had 1 left for the end. Except I got it the round before and I had a couple of other cards, so I knew... No, and then I got it in the last round. I played it.
And that's how you...
Yeah.
Well, whereas the other way, one of the games, I went out fast and I just was exhausted because all you've got are 2s.
But at the start, and to get me right in front of the hill, I used a 9. So then you could get that lead with you both, try and get both of your bikes near each other, and then get them so they can get up the hill the next turn.
Yeah, because it's hard work going up the hill. There's no slipstreaming going up the hill.
You can only go up to 5, so
you can only go 5. And then at the top of the hill, there's normally a downhill, and you want to try and get into the blue zone of the downhill, so you can just play a 2 and burn it.
Do you know what I like doing? I like trying to get to the bottom of the hill, and then stopping there, and then playing a 2, moving 5.
At the top of the hill, you mean?
Bottom of the hill.
You can't play a 2 to move 5.
No. When you're like the last square of the hill,
I
like to play a nice 2, go 5, and you've gone through a couple of space. You've gone through more than you would
otherwise
if you were on the top of the downhill.
Now, so that's fun, and the one piece of strategy I would say is go slow at the start and get rid of all your 2s and 3s depending on the race, and try and you could play your 2 cards so that you're always 1 away from each other, and then you'll always be slipstreaming yourself. Doesn't matter what everyone else is doing. But because the track is only 2 bikes wide, just hold on. Just because the track's only 2 bikes wide, you get blocked up. So if they've all gone there, that's full, they come back behind. And the next thing, by the time you've had your turn, you could be nowhere near where you thought you were going to be just because it's all blocked up.
But also, with the expansion that I said, you can get the 1 lane.
Yeah, the 1 lane.
That person said you can also get 3 lanes.
Yeah, and then it spreads out wider and then comes closer, and there's cobblestone.
And then it comes, you're in a 3-1 and then you come straight into a 1.
Well, I don't know.
You want to be in the lead there.
But you know what? You could make these tracks up yourself at home. You could be working on making these tracks now. They don't even have to be tracks. You could actually draw them on a bit of paper.
Why don't we buy the game?
Because it costs a lot of money still.
Well,
it is a game we would play lots.
I could just draw up a track, take it to where we're going to play it next, pop it down on the table, and you can use that.
Yeah, you need the cards, but because all our family are into bike racing, this would be a massive hit, wouldn't it?
I like bike.
The problem we had is it was only 4 players because we don't have the expansion. The expansion takes it out to 5 or 6 players. I'm not sure. Now, with a lot of expansions, they normally make the game slower. But I don't really think 2 extra people in this game would really slow it down very much.
It's really fast, no matter what. You just have one person moving all of the bikes.
All the bikes. So you say
basically
3 for my red R.
All right, so you go
blue green, blue S.
This is how it started. So I started off one of them moving in it, and I called out the numbers, and say it was green S. And then they would say, just say a random, choose a random number that you can get.
Yeah, 6, whatever.
Can't get a 6.
Yeah, and then you move
9,
it.
You move at 9 at the end of the race. You say the number, and then you move at that many spaces.
Yeah,
They'll
so
move that many spaces for you.
It all happens a lot quicker than what you're saying it. So, bang, 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 bang. You're all moved. Okay, next round. Draw your cards. 3 4s. Oh yeah, take your exhaustion cards. After you slipstream. And then anyone, if you've dropped off the back of the pack, if you're 2 squares behind anyone, you also get an exhaustion because it's hard work pedaling on your own. Or even if someone else is with you, but you're still at the front of the pack, it's like, oh no, we're getting tired.
Like when you're trying to get a fastest time in something. If there's other people doing it around you, you get it better. You try and beat them with it.
Yeah.
So
So
it
this
helps.
game is very thematic. It works exactly like those bike races do. You can also get the app, which then can turn it into like a 6-race overall tour. You could turn it into a tour as such. It's like that Formula One car game we've got where we race, and you can turn that into a season. This one you can turn into a season.
Aren't there like 16 races in a season?
Of Grand Prix, there's like 21, I think. But anyway, so whereas this bike game, there's no real take that. Whereas the car racing games we have are, oh, you're going to spin out, or I send you to the back of the grid. There's none of that. It's only positive whether you come with me or not. It's up to you.
If the Formula One race one was like this, because that has a lot of players in it, if it was pretty much this, there's a full track, because in the one that we have, there isn't a full track, and also you can't like shove people off, and it isn't a deck where you can draw anyone's cards and make another team move +2 or something.
Yeah.
It's a bit better that you move your own the whole time. You know you can't spin off and stuff. If it's like this, it would be great. It would be, take that away.
Yeah.
Take this. That would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be. But you don't need to, because you have this game, and this game is good. The components are all good. Cards are good. Pictures are awesome, because they're like an old. They're drawn in like as in looking at it like from the old time 40s or 20s or who knows when, I can't remember. And it's colourful enough. It's like a caricature of each racer. So I don't really see too many cons of this game, but whether after you've played it lots of times you maybe get sick of it. But the thing is, we played it 5 times.
You played it 5 times?
Yeah, and we keep wanting to play it. One night we even thought, well, we'll give it a go 2-player, because everyone else had gone to bed. Anyway, soon it was out. Next thing we had 4 players. People had gone from going to bed to let's play. And that was at 11 o'clock at night.
Wasn't there one game where like it was pretty much bedtime, but I am like,
Yeah,
I want to play. I want to play. I want to play.
You
I want
did.
to play. And I ended up playing.
So anyway,
played
now
another
that's
game
only given
during the day.
7.6. I'm going to give this. We haven't ranked it yet because I've got to upload all those things. I'm going to rank this definitely with a 9. I really enjoy this game. Great components, fun play. You can see how it's not going to slow down much with the expansion. And there's 2 expansions, one that takes it to more players, one that takes the different terrain, and I think there's another one coming. So that's my perspective. And
10.
for Patrick, 10, yes, I'm not surprised. A fun racing game without a take that. I mean, that's everything you would want.
If the Formula One was like this, it would be pretty much.
But it's not, so
10.
you have to stick riding your bike.
Yep.
Alright, well, this is a definite recommendation for us, and
Hey, it's like
this would be in the top 10 for me.
This is sort of like your
Oh, the old car racing game
it's
I've got.
basically like that.
Similar, it's not. Yeah, it's similar.
It's similar.
So if you like racing games or just fun,
Relax.
Card
Not
games.
taking that.
yeah,
Games.
can't recommend
Definitely
this one
play
enough. This will be sitting up in our top for a while.
Mhm.
All right. Anything else we need to add on with that?
No.
So as you can tell, we're pretty excited about that game. Not to show our bias.
Hopefully you enjoy your Easter as well.
Oh yeah, that's gone. That's already been. What else was I going to say? Oh, now we did get to play Starfinder. Now we only have 1 game left of that, I think, in this series of 5. You took a fair bit of hit damage in the last one.
I almost had no hit points left. I was like 2 off it.
Yeah, but you were fine. You were down on the ground, and like what was I saying to you in Lord of the Rings last night? Keep your wizard or your magician safe, and they'll be able to keep reviving you and bringing you back.
That totally doesn't happen in the Lord of the Rings.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. But
Well, we've
so
already seen what we've
if
seen.
if you go, my job's just going to be to protect the sorcerer or the magician or the whatever you have in your group to keep you safe, you're going to always be fine.
I don't think Starfinder it's a magician. I think it's a healer.
Yeah, or the healer. But if your job, you go, oh, I'm going to keep her safe. You know that if you work as a team with her, you're going to be, oh, well, I'm always going to be safe because the healer will always bring me back. Unless the healer gets taken out, then it could be a problem. Anyway, so that's been something you've found hard to deal with, like
It's been frustrating.
get frustrating.
That's why I don't like getting spun out in that Formula 1 game and stuff like that. Because if you get spun out and stuff like that, you might as well just jump out. You pretty much just leave the game.
No, yeah, but sometimes that's fun. Like, so in our Starfinder, we were battling this sandworm thing.
Squeebara.
Ski burrow, yeah, something like that. And it came out of the ground, boom, and then it exploded on you.
No, it did this special sonic thing.
Yeah. And it hit you, and you took massive
9
damage, fell to the ground. So you were prone or whatever, and you're laying on the ground.
I ran out of stamina points before that.
So
then I took like 9 damage after that.
And then you're like, no! But did it matter? You were actually fine because you got healed up at the end. And one thing you need to be able to learn to deal with, I guess, when we're talking about these games is, okay, my character's ill, I'm down on the ground, I'm just going to have to rest or whatever. Or wait. You get back up and then you might get knocked back down again. And maybe think about, oh, if my character was to be taken out, what sort of a character would I want to be again?
Yeah, I'm not thinking about that.
Why?
I don't know.
No, but you know it's always a possibility of a game that your character gets taken out. Those sort of games aren't about you having a character forever. They're about you build a character, you play a character, that character goes, you get a new one. In Gloomhaven, now, we play the Tinkerer. We're going to have the Tinkerer for ages, but eventually that Tinkerer's going to go.
Yeah,
and then you get a new one.
mission.
Yeah, but it's gone.
So
you're completing the
basically
mission.
Just throw it in the bin.
But you're completing the mission with this each time. So one day I might have to get my android, and it might be like, you've got to take this thing into the black hole. So you're like, I'll have to just take this thing and fly off into the black hole, and you'll never see me ever again. And then, boom, you're back at Absalom Station, and there's a new character that you're going to join up with. And it'll be one that I get to make a new one.
I like my character that I made. Sometimes it took me a long time to think up of this, so
Yeah.
we probably won't get to play for a little bit trying to think of a new character.
Well, no, you'd still be able to do it. Remember, the idea isn't that your character gets killed off. It's just that it could be. And if it is, you go, okay, how am I going to deal with this? Am I going to go, oh no, I don't like this? Or are you going to go, oh, that sucked, let's make a new one. The new one's going to be better and stronger.
Yeah, I don't.
You might come back as a magician, or as a healer, because you might go, oh, that's the character I want to
Yeah,
play.
but my one, I don't think it'd be any stronger than this one. It had like a 16th strength.
Yeah, it was pretty strong, but
And
it's still laying on the ground.
And he was really old.
Anyway, so that's been fun, and just thought we should discuss that and how at your age, new into these games, you're trying to learn, how do I deal with this? And the other game we didn't get to play when we were away, just recently, that we've played before, was Hero Kids.
Oh, yeah.
Remember I bought a few of those little games, and Mika and our friends, all younger than you, absolutely loved it. And I think it's a game that you should be running that, so that you can learn.
You only get 3 hit points.
Yeah, but it's only 3 hit points, but you don't really get hit as much.
But it's pretty quick to lose that.
Yeah.
No, you can get hit pretty easily.
You can do.
But that's not good, taking all that damage quickly.
But what did you think of the Hero Kids game that we played?
I thought it was, it's pretty good, but the damage taking thing's a bit Because you can only take 3.
Yeah, but then you don't die. Your character never dies in that one, ever. You just take the 3 damage and then you're laying down on the ground. And the others will finish the battle for you.
It's knocked out, but it's better that it's knocked out.
Yeah, it's only knocked out. But I did like that we put the little M&Ms on there. So when I got to take a hit point from you, I gobbled down the M&M.
And we would get angry.
Or when the monster got taken out.
You would give us an M&M.
So
well, you would give us one if we took... So if we take out a damage from it, you give us... Well, those ones only took 1 damage, so that's 1 M&M. But then the ones that have more damage, each time we damage it, you should give us an M&M for that.
Do you think you would run the Hero Kids? Would you rather play it or run it?
We could always take turns at playing it and running it.
I really think that's a good step for you to take, is to try running that.
Especially because I'm making my own one.
Yeah, you're trying to make your own game. And that also leads into...
It's coming along pretty quick.
We did just start playing the beginner box of Legend of the Five Rings RPG.
Oh, yeah.
And
that was a lot less damage. We haven't done any battles in that yet.
No, because the first game, it's actually your sort of a game. It's you go to a Topaz Championship and you're battling. But first you had... you can't give away any spoilers, but things might happen and it teaches you the rules as you go along.
And every time you see someone that's below you, they go... Oh, you do that, whatever you were doing the other day.
Oh, above me.
Whatever's above the person
like
that you meet.
Patrick's son or Patrick Summer.
It was funny how you were going, what were you saying again the other day?
Oh, 1,000 pardons for my honourable samurai, because you guys are the samurai.
It was getting really annoying after all that.
Oh, well, that was my character. Anyway, so did you enjoy those few little scenes we played of that? Yeah.
It's a lot less damage taking.
Yeah, but that's only so far. It will get more. I've got to toughen you up to take more damage. All right. Okay, so we've talked about 10 different things. But you start off
with a fair bit of damage you can take.
Yeah. Yeah, and because that's got a different mechanism of the way you roll the dice. But Hero Kids, I think next time we all get together with our friends, you should finish running that
we didn't even
scenario.
finish that one.
No, but that's why I think you should finish it, the last couple of rooms.
Okay. We can always take turns with those ones.
Anything else we need to talk about? This has been dropping out a little bit on here. I've had a few dropouts come up, so I'm not sure how this sound is. I don't know why. We turned the computer on and it's been a pain today.
Right. Nothing else to add.
Nothing else to add? Okay.
Emails
do you want to take...
Yeah? BGB at
no,
board.
That's Twitter. You're mixing it up. Email. They're in the show notes anyway. BoardGameBasics at outlook.com.
Right. I really need to get that email from
and the Twitter handles all in the show notes at BGB. Yeah, you weren't feeling well yesterday. We were meant to do this yesterday, so
you're
still not 100% today, are you?
Probably a lot better than yesterday. I just started feeling better all of a sudden later.
Right.
Like later at the night and stuff.
Okay, so emails.
But we watched The Lord of the Rings, so we had to stay in.
Oh, yeah, you wanted to watch Lord of the Rings, so we hired it. Mika being...
She was screaming
8,
at us.
she wasn't so happy watching that. We're like, close your eyes, and she
I found it pretty fine.
Except for the arrows in the body or something.
That was the creepiest part.
Okay.
They kept going. They kept fighting the whole time, no matter what.
That's what it is. I guess he gets to make a new character. Spoiler. Okay. Do you know what else was there? Gameology.
Oh, hosting for this episode is provided by Gameology, Australia's largest gaming warehouse.
Yep, thanks you.
Thanks a lot, Gameology.
And thanks to everyone for listening.
Have we got any orders from Gameology recently?
Well, we did get some just before we went. We got Spectre Ops, and I got some
I love
Arkham
Spectre
Horror
Ops.
card games. Yeah,
I really want to be the agent because you get that really cool map.
We'll have to talk about that sometime. All right.
So that's bye from me.
And bye from me. Well, we went over. Oops.
How long?
That's because we haven't done it for a while.
How long have we done it for?
It's been going for 50 minutes, unfortunately.
It's as long as our Kickstarter episode.
I know, sorry.
Nah, that's okay.
Well, Deception, you love, and you were talking about that, and there's a little bit to talk about there that's
Flamme
fun.
Rouge as
And
well.
Flamme Rouge.
Flammel.
Flamme Rouge is fun. Plus, we had those other little bits to talk about. Anyway, it's gone way too long. Give us your jokes.
Why can't a bicycle stand up by itself?
Why can't a basketball stand
It's
up by it?
bicycle.
Bicycle? I don't know, this is good that you've got a bicycle one. We've just done Flamme
Yeah.
Rouge. Why can't a bicycle stand by itself? I don't know.
Because it's too tired.
Yes,
And
okay, pay that
why do bees have sticky hair?
one. Because it's honey?
No, because they use honeycombs.